self-organizing and self-managing teams. And what's the difference? Well, in 2017, the Scrum Guide described teams as being self-organizing. In 2020, the term was updated to indicate teams are self-managing. What's the difference? Now, those of you who have been following along, you might recognize that my style is a little more casual, not terribly academic, because there's lots of research on this that you could dive into to get more information. One of the primary references is Richard Hackman's work, Leading Teams from 2012. But I like to keep things real simple. My simple explanation of the difference has to do with the practical application. What is self-organizing? The teams have the ability, the freedom to organize themselves as they see fit in order to accomplish the work at hand. Self-managing. Teams have the ability, the authority to manage themselves, manage the work also. Now, once you get into something like management, you're making decisions. Self-organizing, how you get the work accomplished together. But many decisions might have been made for you. Self-managing, yes, you still have to get the work accomplished, but now you're expected to make more of the decisions. Let me give you a very simple, practical example. Years back, when I was overseeing a development area, I had someone come into my office from a Scrum team and say, "Hey, I'd like to take vacation the week of July 4th. Is that a problem?" I asked, "Do you have enough vacation time in your pool?" And the answer was yes. I said, "Okay, have you checked with your team?" And they said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, have you discussed with your team that you want to take that week off? Are there any conflicts?" And this team member said, no, they hadn't considered that. They wanted my approval, my management approval, if you will. What I was doing there is I was shifting that management decision about taking time off from my position of authority back to them. So they can now come to me and say, "Hey, Peter, I'm going to take the week of July 4th off. I have enough time in my reservoir. My team has agreed that it makes sense. So unless you object, I'm going to take off." That is self-managing. Now, it's a very simple example that doesn't have very much to do with actually delivering the work of that team, but it's a small example of how we can encourage our team members to start taking more and more decision-making responsibilities. I hope you find this helpful. Keep watching, more to discuss.